Well, hello farming friends, and welcome back to another edition of Farming Simulator 2015 with me, Mistermoose. And today we are back on Rockwood for a second day of forestry. This time we're back on the single player map. Just me, no recon today. Couldn't swing 2 days of multiplayer. But I know some of you just don't like forestry. Trust me, I didn't either. I'm digging it just simply because of the joysticks, and I'm having fun with it. So for the next foreseeable future, the weekends will probably just be some forestry stuff, which I'm trying to figure out how to make it more entertaining than just me loading logs into the buffalo all the time, because that really seems what I end up doing mostly, because that's kind of what it is, which the multiplayer makes it a little more entertaining if we can talk and do other things. And with it just being recon and right now, we can get to the point where we're doing some chipping and some loading trucks and doing stuff like that, and there's the possibility of some more guys coming in to do multiplayer that recon has been talking to. So you know, it might get to where we get a decent little logging operation going and can have fun with it. So, but for right now, I need practice on the joysticks and to get good at it. So I'm going to be doing a couple of days a week, pretty much on the weekends, a little bit of forestry, and I hope you guys can tolerate that much of it. If it's not your cup of tea, I completely understand. And like I said, I'm working on ways to make it more entertaining. Hopefully I can get everything set up to where it looks decent and everything else like that, with a secondary cam on the joysticks, and then that way you guys can watch the hand movement and see what I'm doing to actually manipulate this stuff, because I think that would be pretty entertaining. But it's just a matter of me getting it all set up on this end where I'm comfortable with it and where I think it looks good, and I'm putting something out that looks decent for you guys. Anyways, so what's happening? I didn't talk much in yesterday's video. Sorry about that. The thing is Recon and I have had this conversation about the multiplayer, and that one of the benefits of the multiplayer is the conversation between the folks that are in there, and just playing off of each other and having a good time. And that had been lacking in some other multiplayer that we had done, because like I was on push to talk, talking to you guys, and a lot of times I'll forget to push my push to talk. Excuse me, when I go to talk to Recon or something like that, he doesn't hear me or stuff like that, or the conversation doesn't flow as naturally because we have push to talk on. And so I had taken it off yesterday for the most of the video, but he had, unbeknownst to me, he had put it on so he could talk about things that were going on in his video. And so I kind of was just being quiet and not really talking, because if I did talk, it was going to go over his feed, and just wasn't really on the same page yesterday. But the video worked, and we got a little bit of forestry in, and if we can get consistent on doing it on a regular basis, it'll get better, because we'll get back into the swing of things. It has been quite a while since we have done multiplayer together, and especially forestry, and hopefully we can make that happen. Come on, there we go. I did what I wanted it to do. So anyways, alright, so an update on what's going on with me. Had a little bit of a development yesterday that I didn't expect, and it changed my plans for a few things for just the foreseeable future, not foreseeable future. Not for too terrible long, though. At least the next 10 days. The cable company that I get my internet now from sent me a nice little note yesterday morning when I sat down to the computer and fired up my web browser. There was a nice little note on it that said, hey, by the way, I just thought I'd let you know you've already reached 75% of your monthly allocation of usage on your internet protocol or your internet data, and you're in danger of going over. You have 11 more days. And that was kind of a shock. I didn't really, before I switched over, I really thought a lot about how much data usage I would need, and I was really okay with what I had, and I thought everything would be fine. And so to get that note yesterday just kind of threw me off. But then it took me a while to get to thinking, oh, well, I've had a lot of extra data that I needed this month versus a typical month. So basically what happened was, with my computer shutting down and having to get a whole new computer and having to reload every bit of programming that was on that computer, I've had to download a lot more data than I normally would in a month, which is what has thrown my numbers off. That and downloading GTA twice certainly didn't help. So I'm sort of on a data restriction for the next 10 days. I want to be able to get my videos out and still be able to do a few things around here without going over my data plan, because I really am not happy with the way data is done on the internet. Why can't you just pay one price and get unlimited data and everything be hunky-dory? I mean, these restrictions and everything are stupid. We're back to what the phone company used to do with phone company minutes, where you got so many minutes, and then if you went over it, well, we charge you an arm and a leg to go over. Well, that's what the cable company's doing now, and it's ridiculous. It's only going to get worse too with the whole net neutrality deal that went through. But so I pay $29.95 a month for internet. I don't mind telling you all this. I pay $29.95 for internet. That gives me 50 up or 50 down, 5 up. I thought I was getting 10 up, but I had to go back and re-look at some stuff yesterday and realized I'm only getting 5 up. But I'm getting 50 down and 5 up. And with that, I get 350 gig of data per month. Now, if I do all the math and everything for how much data I use just uploading videos, doing a video every single day, and my videos are about 3.5 gig when I do these hour-long videos, so that's not too bad. So that's about a third of my data plan right there. And then the rest of it, streaming's probably a 2-hour stream's probably about 18 gig. If I did the math right the other night, 12 to 18 gigs, something like that. Running at 25K. What are you doing? These logs drive me nuts. No rhyme or reason to what they're doing sometimes. But so I should be fine with it as well. Doing 2 or 3 streams a week, or even just doing a couple of streams a week. And so I should be fine with my data usage on a monthly basis with what I have. But I'll be honest with you, if it becomes a problem, I'll up to the 100 gig plan or the 100 meg plan, which gives me 1,000 gig, and we'll just stream every single day. I mean, it just but I gotta, like I said, it's gonna be one of those things where I just kind of have to feel it out. and see what I need and go with it from there. But right now, for the next 10 days, there won't be a stream. I know I keep talking about streams and doing a stream, and I never do the stream. But at the same time, I'll just let you guys know right now there's no stream coming for the next foreseeable bit until we get through this little ration of data I'm on, because I don't want to go over, because the way they do it is they give you 350 gig for the month, and as soon as you go over it, they bill you for another 50 gig. And that bill of 50 gig is outrageous for how much they charge you. I mean, it's not even comparable to what you were paying in the beginning. It's just so outlandish. It's like, okay, well, you paid $29.95 for right now for 350 gig. If you go over that 350 gig, we're going to charge you another $29.95 for 50 gig. Huh? That don't make sense. So yeah. So I don't want to go over and just get raped. So I'd rather just be a little bit more conservative with my data usage for the next 10 days. And, you know, I'll put up a few videos. You'll get a video every day for sure, and maybe 2 videos a day, because I still like my GTA, and I actually played some Euro Truck yesterday, and was going to record that too, so there's no telling what videos may still come out, but definitely can't eat an 18 gig 2-hour streaming session. And not until the end of my billing cycle, and I get a fresh batch of minutes. Plus, unfortunately, right now I have some squatters here at my house that are leeching off of me and are using my internet as well, and they are adding to my expenses and my data usage. So they seem to want to sit and play games on their computer all day long. So they add to the situation not being perfect, but really, honestly, at the end of the day, the problem exists because I bought a new computer, and I spent way too much time, or I had to spend way too much time re-uploading or re-downloading programs, and GTA is the big killer. I mean, if you think about that, I installed it once. That's 60 gigs. Then I had some issues with it, so I cleared it out and reinstalled it. That's 60 gigs again. So right there is a lot of my data usage down the drain. So I think I'll be okay come next month. I just got to get through the next few days, and everything will be golden. So, anyways, thought I'd bring you guys up to date on that part of it. And yeah, I played a little Euro Truck yesterday. Got used to that, and had a really good time with that. Today, I'm gonna go back and play some. I did play a little Fishing Planet yesterday as well. And I have to say, they have really messed that game up a little bit. Well, I'm not going to say they messed it up. Let me take that back. They've changed a lot of that game. They put a new update up on the 30th. So the new client is out. I downloaded it. They fixed a lot of the bugs that were in it. There's a whole new interface for starting the game up, and all this stuff, and it looks good and everything else like that. It still has several bugs in it, but they changed license requirements, which really is going to hack a lot of people off. And I hope they're not trying to do this for a money grab or what. but they changed the trout licenses up to where you have to be at a complete different level now to get the advanced trout license. They basically, before you had a licenses to where you could do, you could basically, once you were able to get to a lake, you could buy all the licenses and you could fish for any fish that was at that lake. Well, that's sort of the way it ought to be, right? But they've changed that to where you can get to the lake at a certain level, but you can only buy certain licenses at that level. You've got to level up even more to be able to get the more advanced licenses, and that kind of stinks, especially seeing as the fact that it limits the fish that you can catch at that particular lake or keep. You can catch them all day long, you just can't keep them and sell them. And well, that's part of the whole thing, is to sell. So what they're doing is they're limiting the way you can make money in the game. And is that because they want to be able to do a money grab and force you to grind out and do more, and just hope it doesn't turn out like the Hunter, where it's becomes a pay-to-win thing versus a, you know, play-to-win thing. I was really disappointed with the fact that and when they put the patch in, you know, I think I played on the 28th, right? I went in there, I was fishing it in Oregon, and when I got a little tired and didn't feel like playing anymore, I didn't leave the map, I just closed the game out. Left myself at that particular lake, because I knew I had more license time, and I knew that I could come back and go fish on the same trip that I was on. And even if I didn't get back, I was on the same trip, and it was only like 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock in the morning, and on that particular lake, that's still really early for the fishing, because that particular lake is cold and you need it to get up to, you know, around noonish for the fish to really start their biting, because they're, you know, kind of dormant because it's cold in the mornings. So I had closed out, telling all this whole story while I'm doing lumber. I had closed out and went back into the game thinking I'd go in there and play at noon and catch a whole bunch of fish. Well, they put the new patch in. The new patch broke like 90% of my gear was broken when I went back in. And I don't know what they've done, what they changed that made everything break, but that was a little disturbing, and a little concerning. It's like, okay, are they going to be breaking stuff now, so I got to spend money to get it fixed? What's the deal with this? Because I'm still trying to figure out where they're going to make their money on that game. They have a premium, but now I saw in the forums, I saw some discussion on what the prices were going to be in the premium, and they're not going to get a whole lot of people in premium at those prices. I mean, the discussion I saw was like $100 a year. You're not going to get people to play premium for $100 a year. It just ain't going to happen. I mean, $50 a year is ridiculous in the Hunter, but it gives you every license, and it also gives you a whole bunch of extra premium gear and stuff like that. So it's still $50 is still pretty steep when you're talking about the people playing your game being, you know, granted, I'm an adult and I play, but a lot of your target audience is kids. And yes, they can go to mommy and daddy and say, Mommy, Daddy, give me this much money. But, you know, most parents I know, basically limit their kid to like 1 game or 2 games a year. Not everybody's made of gold these days, and I just don't see how they're going to get the audience they want. I don't see how they're going to get a whole lot of premium subscribers at $100 a year. So don't quote me on that. That was just discussion that I saw in forums, and y'all know how discussion in forums goes. It can be misleading. So, anywho, but I will probably do a video on Fishing Planet and the new changes and things like that, the fishing style that they've changed. They've actually made the performance much better on the fishing. The fight of the fish and how the fish travels is a bit better. You can still, leave a fish on for 4 hours and it not run away from you, but it does seem a little bit better as far as just the fight and everything else like that. I think that game is destined to be really great. Excuse me, sorry about that. Y'all don't even know what happened, but something happened. But I think they are on the path to having an excellent game. And the things I have heard discussed by people who are in the know lead me to believe there's a lot to come with that game. As far as coastal fishing, boats, and all this other stuff. My understanding is right now they're working on a map in Texas. They're working on a lake in Texas that will include boat fishing, which will be very cool. I mean, because that's the way I fish. I do a little bit of pier fishing and a little bit of bank fishing when I don't feel like taking the boat out. Because y'all know, I don't know if y'all know this, if you've ever heard this, it's $100 bill out of your pocket every time you take a boat out. Pretty much. I mean, you might not spend any money today because you had it gassed up from yesterday. But I guarantee you that the money you spent getting it ready to go fishing yesterday, that's carrying over today, it all adds up. It carries over and it averages out. It's about $100 a day to take a boat out. And there are times when I want to go fishing and I don't want to spend $100 just to go fishing. So I go fish off the bank. I'm also really fortunate where I live. That we have an incredible fishing pier. I live on the Gulf of Mexico, and like I live on the Arabian Gulf or something. I live on the Gulf of Mexico, and where I live, we have a pier that goes way out. It's designated fishing pier. That's all it's there for. It generates the state a ton of revenue, and but the fishing on it is excellent. I mean, you can catch some really, really big fish off of it. And the social parameters on it are really great too. There's a lot of locals that go hang out there and fish. It's nothing for me to go out there early in the morning on my way to work and stop in and find 20 people that I know out there at 5 o'clock in the morning fishing for flounder. And I'm guilty of it myself, because you can get right there on the, where the flounder come up into the sand, and to feed, and you can catch a bunch of them quickly. And there's actually a couple of really good places for flounder fishing, but yeah, but it's a good place just to take a cup of coffee and a rod and reel and go hang out and talk politics and current events or local events with people and get an idea of what their take on local situations is and how they feel about things that are going on in the community, and really get a gauge of what's happening. So I will fish off of the pier quite a bit. One for the fishing, two for the camaraderie and the social aspect of it. So I went ahead and purchased that Jen's chipper. Part of what we do today will be jumping on it and doing a little bit of chipping, getting some of these tops down and chipped up. And then we'll really don't need to cut because I've got plenty of wood down on the ground. So if you're coming in to watch a video of me running a Ponzi scorpion, yeah, probably not this episode. I was testing out some other machinery and how it works, and put plenty of wood on the ground already. So but I was doing that off screen. There just aren't any good new mods out. I've looked at so many pieces of machinery lately, and all of them just let me down. The community is so hungry for John Deere stuff that, you know, everybody's just throwing whatever they can with that name out there, and the mods just aren't any good. It's pretty disgusting what's out there, and people are trying to pass off as a John Deere tractor. We can hope, right? Alright, so what else? What else is happening? Like I said, I played a little Euro Truck yesterday. I went ahead, and I hadn't done it on this rig yet, and that's sort of what I was doing yesterday. Was I got all of my mods put in for Euro Truck. I got all of the expansion pack put in. Pro Mods is in now, so it's back to where it needs to be, so that I can do all the different little towns and cities that Pro Mods adds in, as well as use the Scandinavian package from SSC. So all of that is in, as well as that all my new trucks that have been driving. So now that I've got all that on there, I'll probably start recording some videos, doing some stuff with it. And it's August. We can only hope that a release date for American Truck is right around the corner. Sorry about that. I had to sneeze really, really bad. Where that came from. Anyway, so y'all might be able to see from the clock up there. I'm recording this at noon on Sunday. So this video might be a little later getting out than I normally would do it. But I got caught up in everything else yesterday, including GTA. And anyways. And yeah. Then went out last night with the girlfriend and for a little bit after she got off of work. And so today was a late morning, and it's pouring down rain once again. It's rained so much this week it's not even funny. So anyway, slept in today. Went for brunch at this marina right by the house, which has an incredible brunch in the mornings on Sundays. It is the place to go for breakfast on a Sunday morning for brunch. Anyway, so I thought I'd knock this video. I was like, well, I might not even get a farm sim video out. I did 2 videos yesterday. I did a farm sim and a GTA video, and the GTA video pretty late coming out. So that'll suffice as a video for the day. But then I thought, I'll do a little forestry, knock out a forestry video, get it done. I don't know if you guys are liking the GTA stuff or not. It's not going anywhere. I'm gonna do it just because it's something I want to do, but I hope you guys like it. I did go ahead and update my mods list. There's been a change to the mods list, so if you guys are going in there and looking at mods and you see it's changed ever so slightly, I added in a second tab to the mods list. So now there is a farm sim tab and there is a GTA tab. And the GTA has all the LSPDFR mods listed that I'm currently using. And then the farm sim tab is farm sim. And eventually I'll add a third tab for Euro Truck and have all the mods that I'm using for Euro Truck on there. That's just kind of the way I plan on doing it. I'll admit it, I stole the idea from Squirrel, but I think that's a good way to keep all the mods in one place and be able to just go ahead and make it available for people. So even though no one ever reads it, even though I do all that work and no one reads the mods list, to me it would be the first place you would go. And like when I watch a Squirrel video, I look at his show notes to see if he lists his mods, and when I see that he has a spreadsheet, that's the first place I go to see things. Most people don't do that, though. I've found most people would rather take the time to email me and say, "Where'd you get that? Where'd you get that, Moose? That's a cool mod. Where'd you get that?" I don't want to grab that birch yet. So anyways, that has been updated though. Like I said, for GTA. And then I think most of the mods for this game are updated. There might be one or two. I don't know if I've put that case bad boy on there yet. Which if I haven't, I need to. I'll take a look at Farm Sim today. I'm gonna plan on doing kind of a little housekeeping later on today on this, as well as on my computer hard drive, and try to get some stuff cleaned up still that I haven't done from the transition. I still have my old hard drive that hasn't been purged yet, and I need to get it completely purged so I have it for this rig. But I've kept all my old data and everything from the old computer. I've kept it so far just to be able to get things like mods and profiles and things on when I've been adding video games back in. Like, I still haven't done my flight sim, and it's got all my Orbix files. I've paid for a couple of aircraft that are in there, so I need to get those moved over and installed onto this computer. You know, and some common flight routes that I use all the time that I've already got pre-planned and in there. So all that stuff's got to get moved over, and I haven't done it yet, and so I need to get that done. That's kind of one of those things I want to get done today, and you know, get that hard drive cleaned out. But in the process, I need to go through and make sure that I got all the current mods that I'm using farm sim wise in there, so that when I get snippy and send somebody a note that says, did you look at the mods list, they can't come back and say, I did and it's not in there. So yeah, because I find myself wanting to be snippy every once in a while. I'll be honest. When I get the request for a mod, and I know they haven't even bothered to look for it, because I know it's in there, it's just kind of like I want to be, did you look at the mods list? Because I did that mods list thinking, oh, this will alleviate a whole lot of questions. And I think it just makes more work, that is, for me. I don't think anybody actually bothers to look at it. Anyways, speaking of which, by the way, all the mods for today's program and the map links and all that are in the show notes. There, I went ahead and remembered to say it. And I might as well go ahead and say it. If you're installing Manchester, you got to change the name of the file. I kid you not, I get 4 to 5 emails a day just on Manchester. Can't install it. Can't get it installed. It won't show up. What's going on? Help. And I know I've said it a million times in these videos to change the name of that file. But, and in the particular video I will say it. You know, like in that video that they're watching and they're commenting on, it will be like, I downloaded Manchester and I can't get it to think, blah blah blah. And they're commenting on a Manchester video where I know I said it in the video. Got to change the name of that file. Alright. Alright, we'll grab a couple of more logs here. I'm going to start leaving some of this really smaller stuff. I'm going to leave it here, and we're going to bring that man truck up and start weeding some of that stuff out and trimming it up. So if you wonder why I left those other couple of logs there just now, that's why. I hate to jinx myself, but the logs sure have been handling a lot better today than they did in our video last week. Last week they were a nightmare. They just bounced everywhere. If I can reach over there and get one more. But anyways. This is a mistake. Get it out of there. Oh, maybe I can get it in here. Perfect. There we go. Alright, so that's a good load. And we'll get out of here. Head back. Bring that back up here, like so. Alright, so as you can see, I got plenty of wood on the ground. Alright, let's roll that camera around. Actually, let's just go first person here. And, oops, get back in. Alright, we'll head back down to the landing. We'll put these on there. I have no idea how long this video is. I'm just gonna go with it. We'll stack these real quick, and then I think I'll grab that gens and go up there and start getting some of those tops out. So tomorrow we're back on Manchester as the week begins again, and we'll do some ag. Get going with that. I have not, I'll be honest with you guys, I haven't done anything else since the video on that. So basically what we'll be looking at is at this point we need to go ahead and get the I'll go ahead and get the chaff cut, I'm sure, before I actually start the video, but we'll be in a situation where I need to compress the silage, get that done, and then I guess it's time to fast track time and move forward on that map to day 3. So we'll be back into agriculture tomorrow, for those of you who don't like the forestry. still having issues with getting my my reference for how far in I am. Come on. I'm probably getting that stack way too high. There we go. Oh, come on. Behave. God, that little motion is gonna just tear everything up. Why it won't just set? Alright. These last couple boards out of here. Anyways. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know, like I said, I read the comments from a couple of you guys that you just, it's not your cup of tea, and I get that. I like the logging videos. I just, before I just didn't like logging because of the issues I was having with it. And it's not something I want to make a 5-day-a-week, 7-day-a-week video series on. But it is something I don't mind doing a couple of days a week. And there are those who like the logging aspect, who have asked for logging, but I've always resisted it. And I've probably told y'all before in videos, yeah, if you're here to watch for logging, forget it. It's not happening. But that's how big of a difference the joysticks are towards logging in this game. I would never have spent this much time doing logging prior to this. It's just like I said, it changes the entire aspect of forestry. And if you can spend the 40-50 bucks, depending on what kind of deal you can get on controllers, and I've said it before, I bought these refurbished. They were like 21 bucks a piece, something like that. And you know, because I was getting everything else and I was already paying for shipping, I thought, well, you know, I might as well get them. And I'm very glad I did, because it has added a complete new aspect to this game that I didn't have before. So, alright, so let's jump into this guy, fire him up, and we'll go ahead and get him hooked up to that trailer. This will be a challenge. Let me dial my my speed way down on him, because basically I found the easiest way for me to steer is to use the cruise control for the throttle, and then just go back and use my keyboard to steer with for the most part. And then I can always come back and do the that's for distances, and then I can always come back and do the thumb hat switch for stuff when I need to adjust when I'm on, you know, in cab or something like that. But for moving machinery in and out of the woods, I have found that just going back to the keyboard works just fine. Alright, so we're just going to roll up here, and I'm going to set up and start getting some of these end pieces cut, and get them done. I wish you could go ahead and just set the trailer in, like, leave the trailer hooked where it is right now, and not have to disconnect it. But unfortunately, you kind of do. So we can kind of move like so. Go ahead and put that out. Unfold everything. And hopefully, and everything's going to slide back towards the cab of the truck for me. Nice. This is the one where the view I get from here is a little bit off. So I end up having to work in third person a lot to be able to make this one work. So let's make that arm come down a bit. Let's go ahead and get everything opened up. I do like the claw on this thing. I think it's a lot better than the I think the claw on this is much better than the one on the Ponzi. I've not done this with this particular unit in the joystick, so this will be a new experience. Turn that in a little bit, lower that down, Turn the unit on. Should be able to roll that in. Oops, a little too much. Let's see if I can get those off. Yeah, it worked. It's I'm looking at this in the opposite direction of which way I need to push the joystick in order to manipulate the arm. All right. All right. Pull that in, and let's raise that here a little bit, and then bring it in, come down, drop it. There we go. Not too terribly bad. Once I get that last piece right there, I can change my camera perspective. Alright, bring that in a little bit and come out. Boogers. No animation, but it actually did. Alright, let's see if I can get back into this thing. Yeah, I wish the angle on this was just a little bit better. I can't really see the ground. It needs to be tilted up just a little bit more. There we go. Now I feel a little bit more comfortable with it. That's about where it should be when the head is, even with the arm pulled way up. See what it needs to be tilted back down. It needs to be looking right there where I was right here. Now I can't see the deck to know where I'm at. Place that on board. Man, I wish I could get that fixed. Just wish I could fix that. Alright, if anybody knows how to fix that, let me know. To where I can change this camera angle to a better position. Alright, so I'm gonna have to pack up. Yeah, I think I might have to hook that other tractor up to make this work right. Alright, so anyways. Grab that one. Yeah. It's just not being able to see straight down there is not good. Alright, well, I'm gonna go ahead and call this a video right here because it's probably been at least an hour. And I'll rethink my strategy for doing wood chipping here. And get all that set up for the next time we do forestry. Next time we can do some wood chipping, and stump grinding needs to be done, all that other stuff. So anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. We're back to ag tomorrow, like I said. Forestry is just for the weekends. And if you have any comments, please leave them below. Also, like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done already. I do a new video each and every day. Until tomorrow, guys, thanks for watching. I will see you then. Bye-bye.